take out your phone because we're going to calculate. We're going to use the calculator on your phone to talk about your $100,000 year. Okay, take out that. While you're doing that, I'm going to show you something really quickly. So what that says is that I'm an honorary Georgia citizen. I live in California. I was born in Mississippi, raised in Texas, but I'm now an honorary citizen of Georgia because of the investments I've made in the state and the impact I've had over the past few years. And I wanted to show you that because I also wanted to tell you I was sleeping on the floor of an airport 9 years ago. So from not being able to visit Atlanta and other parts of Georgia to being an honorary citizen by their government in 9 years. I got that distinction this year on stage at an event that I threw that had 2,000 people coming in from all over the world to see what I had to say. This all happened in less than a decade. And I know that big, amazing things can happen for you too. So you have your phone out, put in the number 100,000, okay? $100,000, and we're going to divide that by 50. Now, there are 52 weeks in a year, but we're going to say just 50 to make it easy. And that gets you $2,000. $2,000. How do we get you $2,000 per week? Well, if you have a 9 to 5, you would make, and you're working like 40 hours a week, like what is standard in the US, you need to make $50 per hour. If you're already making $50 or more per hour, kudos, good for you, great start. Let's just double that. Let's just get you more, right? If you're not making $50 per 40-hour week, 40 hours per week, then we're going to get you there, but you're going to get you there working fewer than 40 hours and doing something that you really love. Okay. So the next step is we're going to think about take that $2,000 and I want you to divide it by 1,000. Easy, right? Two. So that's two. So we're going to get you somewhere where you can have an offer that you sell for $1,000 a piece. And all you have to do is sell two of those per week. That's where we're going to get you. That's what I started this channel to put you in the position where you can make $100,000 a year just to start. And then each year you make a little bit more, a little bit more. And before you know it, you've made your first million. And you're able to do that, replicate that anytime you want to. Now, later on in this video, we'll talk about what exactly you can offer people, because I know that's a big question in the comments. People are saying, I want to do what you're teaching, but I don't know what to offer. But I want you to know the math first, because the math is mathing. Now, if you have any kind of skill, you can monetize that. I'm going to give you two quick examples. One example is a woman named Lola. Lola does logos, design, beautiful design, and she specifically can do it for your membership or for your course or for anything that you need, like your YouTube branding, things like that. And I know her, and she's in my Arlan's All Access membership. So what we did was we came up with a package that she can sell, and that package is $1,500 to over 3 months, right? It's 500, 500, 500, and she'll get you set up. Then we took it down and we said, some people just want something faster. So how are we going to make that work faster for people? So we came up with $1,000 that's similar to the 1,500, but she does it in 14 days. She just gets you set. It's a beginner package. Let's say you're starting your YouTube channel. You want your channel, the profile to look great. You want that banner to look amazing. Maybe some thumbnails, or at least like a thumbnail theme that you can use over and over again in Canva. She'll get you set up, right? And then for 3,000, she will take 30 days and give you everything you need for the whole year. Just set you up. Takes 30 days to complete. She has a couple of conversations with you. She gives you this, hands you a book basically of all of the design you're going to need for your next project, whether that's a YouTube channel, a membership, a course, a website, something that is going to be making you money over and over again. So this is the example of what she's doing. So let's say that every week, one person buys the $1,000 and one person buys the $3,000. That's $4,000 a week. And that is more than $200,000 a year if she does it every single week. So let's just say one person a week, she sells either the $1,000 or the $3,000. And then she has the rest of the week and the rest of the month to execute on that. So month, 4 clients per month. Two of them are 1,000, two of them are 3,000. 4 clients per month. She does that. She makes her $100,000. And before she was looking at it like, okay, if I put up a course or if I put up this or that, I have to get 100 people, I have to get 200, 300, 400 people to buy this $250 course. Instead, it's more like maybe 50 people in a given year, 50 clients in a whole year, but it's just they're paying more per person. And how does she do that? Well, I'll tell you in just a second. Let's take the second case study. The second case study is another person in my membership, Arlan's All Access, and her name is Dinah. And what she does is she sets up kind of more of the operation side of setting up your course or your membership, getting it ready for you. So if you have a membership, for instance, that's what I teach you in the membership, my membership. If you want to start that, you might say, well, I don't know how to get my classroom going. I don't know the first few posts to do, my about page, how to get my Stripe connected to it, some plugins. I don't know how to do all that. So she does that for you. And she has a $400, $700, and $1,200 package. Her 400 package is she's telling you. So I've talked about my framework of teach, show, do. This is exactly what she's doing. The 400 is she's telling you how to do it. She'll get on a call with you and she'll just tell you how to do it. The second package is she'll tell you how to do it, but she'll on the call, she'll walk you through step by step. This is what you do. Okay, you're doing that right. That's perfect. Now click that button, right? The $1,200 is just hand it over to me. I'm going to do it for you. I'll just do it for you. And that's 1,200. So just imagine on average, she has something like $700, $600, $800 per sale. And she wants to make $100,000. So she's going to try to get 3 customers per week. And then she has her $100,000. So 3 per week. And again, she's just going in, she's using her skills. And here's the coolest part. Here's the coolest part about this B case study. She did not know how to do this 3 months ago. She knew how to do something similar. She knew how to, go in, learn a new process, help people implement. But this platform that she's doing this on now, where she's like teaching people and doing it for them, she wasn't on that platform 3 months ago. So she went in it. She said, oh, look, there's a lot of people who are going to be signing up for this. I'm going to teach myself how to just do this, how to set people up, and then I'll sell that service. Because a lot of people and most people, statistically, don't want to do it themselves. They want it done for them. So she taught herself in just a few weeks how to optimize that onboarding experience, that launch experience. And then she's offering like, I'll just tell you what I know. And if you don't want to learn from me, I'll just do it for you. Now, how does she get the people in front of her who would pay this amount? Well, she drives traffic from a source. And that source, in my opinion, should be YouTube. Because right now you're looking at me on YouTube, most likely, and you found me one way or another, whether this is your first video or your 100th video of mine, you found me and you're listening to me, you're still here and we're in conversation. So I think that's what you do because you don't have to pay to join YouTube. In fact, sometimes YouTube pays you depending on how many subscribers and watch hours you have. That's how you get monetized on YouTube. So for a long time, people didn't even know that they could get monetized. You can get monetized and YouTube pays you $10 a day, $50 a day, $100 a day. I've been paid up to $700 a day just for posting. And so that's happening in the background. And we're not even counting that in the 100,000, although we should and could. But you use a platform, whatever's comfortable for you. Think about the platform, like put the platform in the comments right now that you're thinking of. Yeah, I'm going to dominate on LinkedIn, or I'm going to try X, or I'm going to try Instagram. I'll give TikTok a try. I'll give YouTube a try. I'll spend a few hours learning this thing if it's going to make me $100,000 over the next 12 months. Sure. So you have a place where you put out content and then you drive traffic to it. You don't have to spend any money posting on YouTube or posting on LinkedIn. All you have to do is be a little clever, a little bit creative, and do it like I'm doing it. I'm on Zoom right now. I could be in a studio. I can afford a studio. I can afford hair and makeup. I can afford, crazy cameras, crazy editing. But I'm at home in my home office in front of my bookshelf on Zoom, and you're getting the information, right? You're getting the information because it's valuable. You care. You want to see, okay, what's she going to tell me? What's she going to teach me? And how do I implement that? That's all that really matters. So at least for the first part, you don't have to continue to do this, but at least at the beginning, you can do it like I'm doing it. And then over time, you can build it and build it and build it like some of the channels that you see. So you have this traffic, you learn about YouTube, and I teach you all about YouTube in Arlan's All Access, my membership. I teach you all about how to do what I've done, which is add tens of thousands of new subscribers in just a short amount of time, and have thousands and thousands of people every week watching you. Like for me, every week I probably get somewhere between 50 and 150,000 people watching my videos, depending on what videos I upload that week. 100,000 people every week watch my videos. That's crazy. So you send traffic, this incredible traffic. You get kind of addicted to it like I am. You send them to something. Now, the something can be a few things, and I teach that in a lot of my videos. But the something, just so you know, just so you have it in mind, can be your email list. It can be a landing page on a website. It can be a free membership that I really recommend that you do that. It could be a few things. Or it could be like a combination of things, or it can be an A/B test where you test one way and you test another way with a different video and see which one gets you the better results. But either way, what you're ultimately doing in this model, because there are more than one models, there are more than one, you're going to send people to one way or another, get them into your Calendly, get them there so they can book a call with you again on Zoom. And you can get a Zoom account for free up to a certain number of minutes. You can get a Calendly account for free up to a certain amount of uses until you need to pay for something more. That's what's really beautiful about this model. You can try this side hustle for a minute and just check it out. Get them on a call. Watch my videos with Colin Yearwood, where I teach you how to have calls, like how to do sales calls. But you're going to get on a call with someone, and your goal on that call, this is really important. So if you've drifted off, come back to me. Your goal on these calls is not to sell. Your goal, that's going to be the outcome in a lot of cases, but your goal is to provide value. Your goal is to help. So if you get 10 calls in a week, let's just say that's what you're going to do. As a beginner, you're more than likely going to get at least one person to convert to a client. Even if you're not really good at this yet, even if you're nervous, even if you don't do it right, you'll probably get one person out of 10 in your first 10 calls to buy your service. And you may need to say, okay, it's $1,000, but for you, because you're one of my earliest clients, you can pay over 4 payments once a week while we work on this. You might understand a little bit about what would help them say yes. And you have more patience and room and flexibility for that because you're just trying to get the first few sales. You're just trying to build that muscle. So you get them on the phone, and your goal is to help them. whatever your offer is, you're like, okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to look at your website and tell you what you could do better. Or we're going to have a conversation about how you can build your instincts or build your confidence. We'll talk about that. Maybe you're going into something at work and you want to talk through that a little bit. And on that call, that 30-minute or so call, maybe even an hour-long call, because you're going to really get into this to try, right? This is what is standing between you and $100,000. So you're going to do it. You're going to help them. And if you feel like you could help them even more, you're going to offer them your paid offer. So you're a few minutes into the call, you're figuring out, okay, this person is listening to me. I feel like I can help them. Like I'm able to help them with their design. I'm able to help them learn how to play that instrument. I'm able to help them write that speech. I'm able to help them with copywriting. Whatever your offer is, you're like, yeah, I'm actually able to help them. So you help them a little bit. And then you say, okay, also, in addition to being able to help them, I also like working with them. I like this, the chemistry is there. I feel like they're listening. I feel like they feel that I'm helping them. There's like this reciprocal thing happening. And I would enjoy working with them through, a few days or weeks, or maybe even if async, maybe I'm not even going to see them again. I'm just going to deliver whatever this service is. But you get those instincts for it and you say, okay, I believe that that's the case. So let's say out of 10 calls, your first 10 calls, you feel that for 7 people. So those 7 people, you're going to offer them the paid thing. And you may be clumsy with it. You may be nervous. You may say it all messed up. It's okay. Life goes on, right? You're going to go to the next person if that person wasn't really feeling it. And for the 3 that you didn't feel it, you just helped them. And you might have something that they can go to that's like, maybe it's your course, or maybe it's your membership, or maybe it's a freebie where you're not going to work with them so closely, but they can still get value out of something else that you're doing, and you're going to send them to that. And then out of those 7, you're going to start to sense what is needed, what's the pushback. Because what you'll learn when you start to do these calls is that a lot of people have the same pushback. There's like 4 or 5 that are just kind of standard, like, can't afford it, it's too expensive. And then you can have an answer for that. You can also go to Chat GPT and talk to it a little bit and say, look, I'm about to do these sales calls for this offer. What are the top 5 pushbacks that you think I might get? And then once it gives it to you, say, okay, what are the 3 ways I can handle that pushback if I come to that, and they'll give you at least a little bit to work with. But I can't afford it, or I have to check with my partner, my spouse. That comes up a lot, no matter who it is. I have to check with someone else to see if we're into this. You might get that pushback, and that's okay. You might say, great, let's get them on a call. Do you want to have them join us next week? Or you might say, sure, this is what you should tell them. This is the value, because that person that they're probably getting permission from or blessings from, who is a spouse, is probably looking at it from a logical perspective rather than an emotional perspective, which is what the person on the phone with you is probably doing, is emotional. So you will already, like, over time, you're not going to be able to do this from the first call, but over time you'll develop the skill that you'll be able to tell the person, these are the 3 things you should tell your partner. Let me just help you with this conversation. Tell them that it's going to save you like $500 this year. Tell them that it's a skill that is, what I mean? Like, you're going to walk them through it. And then there's other pushbacks, and then you'll learn how to counter those. And then you're not going to be in a position where you're like going to force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. Like, that's my style. I don't want to force anybody to buy something from me, or especially if they're working with me, because that's not going to be good for anybody, right? That's not going to be good for them. It's not going to be good for me. I want it to be this thing where we both feel like we win. And I've negotiated 5-figure, 6-figure, and even 7-figure deals over the past few years. And I do it every single year, constantly, bringing in millions of dollars. I negotiate these deals in different ways, mostly with companies or big investors. And the way that you win those deals is that both people feel like they're winning. So it's the same thing on a call when it's maybe a $500, package, or a $1,000 package. Both people need to feel like you're winning, and they need to feel like they're winning. And when you find that sweet spot, that's sold. It's gone. That's sold and it's gold. Put sold and gold in the comments right now if you're still with me. So you're going to have these calls and you might have other things going. Like you may have your 9 to 5 going, you may have like a course out there or your product or whatever, your coaching, whatever. You may have something else going, but you're going to try this method, this very like clear, straightforward method. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? You're going to give it a try. And you're going to see that 1 out of 10 is probably going to say yes. And you're going to figure out what went well in those calls, like what got you the closest to a yes, and then what got you a yes. And you're going to do more of that. And the things that didn't work out, you're going to do less of that. Pretty simple, right? It's like you don't need a calculator to know that. Like it's pretty simple. And then as you get a client, maybe the next 10 calls you book, you're going to also know, actually, the people who got on those calls were not ready for my offer. So how can I make it so the people who are on the calls are more prepared for the calls? How do I make it so that 2 people don't ghost me? What do I do in that onboarding or in the message that I gave or the call to action that got them on the call to help them understand if they're supposed to be on that call and it's not just like wasting both of our time? That's what you're going to optimize for the next 10. But you have to do the first 10 to even understand what is wrong with the first 10. So then the next 10, your goal is then to get 2 people to say yes. And you may even raise your price just to experiment because you want to price something at its value, not at what you think the person on the other end is able to pay. You're not going to decide for them what they're able to afford. You're going to say, what is this worth? And yes, I might be willing to do a discount. I might be willing to do payment plans, but I'm not going to lower my prices because I'm afraid you can't afford it. That's not how it works. You price it at its value, and the person aspires to that or they rise to the occasion. I will give you an example. When I told you earlier that I used to be homeless, I was on food stamps. It was a long time of my life. It was really touch and go. But I found a way to go to an $18,000 Stanford University boot camp for 2 weeks. I found a way to get myself there and to stay there and have accommodations. Not for long, but I found my way. And that's a whole story. I have 2 books that I wrote. One's called It's About Damn Time. One's called Your First Million. And in both of those books, I talk about all that went into making that happen. When someone wants something bad enough, or when they feel like it's going to actually help their lives, like your offer is going to do for somebody, they will find a way. And if they simply cannot find a way, they will find a way to get there eventually. And you can't be their therapist. Are you hearing me? You can't be their therapist. You can't be their spouse. You can't be anything for them except for the person who is helping them with the offer that you're offering. That's how you make money. That's how you get yourself in a good position. That's how you're able to give back to people on a more philanthropic way. So, said another way, I see so many people. Let me know in the comments if you've ever felt this. You are an amazing human. Like you have a great heart, a big heart for people, and you want to help as many people as possible. So you charge less for your services so that more people can afford your services. Because you're like, I want to give back to this group or that group or this group. And so you charge less, and then you end up having a ton of clients who can barely afford you, who are very needy, right? Am I touching the nerve here? And you have more work to do because you have so many clients compared to the work that you're doing. So you have to kind of execute on and deliver all this work, but you're not making enough. So the fact that you're not making enough makes it so that you can't deliver a great service or product, and you get complaints from the same people that you're trying to help. And then you're sort of buried under that. You become a little bit jaded and you're like not looking forward to it anymore. And you're buried, and then you're still not able to help them or anybody else. So if you find yourself in that position ever, what you do is you start to charge a lot more and you take on fewer clients, the people who can actually afford you. So then they pay you and you deliver an amazing product or service. And then you take any of the money that you earned and you spend it any way you want to. And you can spend your time any way you want to. So you could, for instance, you could sell a service for $3,000 and you sell that and you make 300K a year because you sold 100 of those, 2 a week, and you found the rhythm, and you got it, you went over time. It took you a few weeks and months to make it work, but you got it. And then on Fridays, you do a free workshop as for a group of 20 women who, I'm just making that up, right? 20 women who are fresh out of college who you want to mentor. So instead of trying to charge them $500 for a $3,000 service, and then that not working out, working against you, you instead charge the people who are like more professional, further along, have more savings, whatever the case may be. They're paying you for that real service, like that implementation of what they need. And then you, for instance, have Fridays where you get to impact 30, 20, 30 people for free. They are a sliding scale and they come to your workshop and you work, and then they talk to each other and they get to make lifelong friends. So you're impacting, you're paying your bills, you got money to travel, you're doing it all. You're making it all happen. But if you stay on the side of, oh man, I'm gonna do it for the people. I'm gonna lower my value somehow, and that's somehow gonna logically work. You're gonna be stuck there. So unlock that real quick, and you will unlock so much abundance for yourself. So when it comes back down to, okay, I'm going to try that method. I'm going to have some sort of traffic, my email list, social, LinkedIn, YouTube, some traffic is going to send to some container, and that container, or it's going to go directly to my Calendly, and I'm going to just test the first 10, and then I'm going to do the next 10. I'm going to try it. And the question then comes back to like, what on earth do I offer? You probably already in this video have figured out what you're going to offer because of the examples I gave you. Sometimes we overthink this. We overthink this part of it. What can I offer? Do you understand that you can offer something for 1 month and then you can change your offer and have it evolve and have it pivot? Because you did this one offer to test it, to see what it was like, to actually get that money in the bank, to get that cha-ching, so that you could just put one foot in front of the other and have the space to do more. You don't have to I think that's what's holding most people back with their offer. They're like, oh, if I choose this offer and I put it out there, I have to do that for the rest of my life. You don't. You don't. You can do an offer for the first 3 people who sign up, because those 3 people got that offer. I'm going to execute on that, implement, deliver on that, and then I'm moving on. And I'm going to learn what I liked and what I didn't like, and then I'm going to make a new offer. And the new offer actually is less hands-on, or the new offer is somebody I hire to execute on 70% of it. You can change your offer. If somebody pays for something, you give them what they pay for. That's all you're really responsible for. It's like you have to give them, but that doesn't mean you can't change your offer for the next group. You can change the price, and you should change the price. You should go up and up and up and up until you find the part where people are not buying anymore. You should find that place. Like you may be selling an offer that's for $1,000, and to you that's a lot of money. And you're like, okay, $1,000 people are buying it. I'm going to keep doing that, 8 of those. But you might be able to sell 4 of them for 2,000 and do less work, but you haven't tried, so you don't know. Is this resonating with you? If it's resonating with you, let me know in the comments, and make sure you subscribe. Listen, I'm putting these videos out every single day. I know I'm kind of crazy, right? I'm putting these videos out every single day, and these individual videos are making people thousands and even more dollars just by watching these free videos. But you can't see the videos if you're not subscribed, because YouTube is really, really, really good at getting your subscribers in front, your subscriptions in front of you. So you want to catch me each morning, LA time. I'm putting these videos out, videos. You want to catch those so you know, and then you can go back in the archive. And if you're not sure exactly what to offer, I'm going to tell you exactly what to offer in this video.